Welcome to Lions Tours. It's so nice to see you. Today we'll be going on a cultural trip down Chinatown. The areas we'll be covering starts from Buddha Tooth Relic Temple and Museum, Chinatown Food Street, Sri Mariamman Temple, Pagoda Street, Jamia Chulia Mosque, and end at Majestic Theatre. Are you guys ready? Let's go!
大家好, we're here in Chinatown, also known as Nature Street. Nature Street is founded in 1822 where Sir Stafford Raffles formed a town planning committee here for the different ethnic groups in Singapore. So, Chinatown is a place for the Chinese immigrants to live and stay here in Singapore. So there are namely 5 sub-districts here in Chinatown, which are Telok area, Kreta area, Tanjong Pagar, Ansang Hill, and also Bukit Pasoh. So off to the first stop, the Buddha's Tooth Relic Temple and Museum. The Buddha Tooth Relic Temple and Museum was founded in 2002 by the Venerable Shifa Zhao and built in 2007. The temple is dedicated to Maitreya Buddha, also known as the Compassionate One and the Future Buddha. So the temple's exquisitely designed interiors and also a wide-ranging exhibit will definitely bring you back to 100 years ago about this amazing culture. So the temple's name, which is Buddha Tooth Relic, is inspired by the left hanging tooth of Buddha, which was found in his funeral pyre in India and the 4th level of the temple holds a Buddhist culture museum which also consists of many amazing valuable artifacts of the Buddha. It also houses a giant stupa which weighs a tremendous amount of 320 kilograms of gold. Admission is free for the public to visit and set yourself on a journey to visit and experience this rich culture.
Welcome to Chinatown Food Street. Let me give you a brief introduction of CFS. The lively CFS offers a wide variety of cuisine, ranging from traditional Chinese cuisine to other cuisines in Singapore. Located at the heart of Chinatown, the reinvigorated Chinatown Food Street aims to produce the most original and unique Singapore dining experience for both the locals and tourists. Here at Chinatown Food Street, you can find different types of local delights with symbolic food from local cultures all on one street. It allows visitors to walk down the nostalgic street and also to indulge in the different types of food. One of the most popular snacks in Chinatown Food Street is the popiah. Popiah is a thin paper-like crepe with stuffed vegetables, cucumber, egg, and chili. It is usually eaten as a form of snack or together with the main dish in Singapore. Another well-liked snack is the growing pisang, also known as banana fritters. They are coated with a light crispy coat of batter and then deep fried. Every bite of it reveals an overwhelming, creamy, yet sweetly banana feeling. There are also other choices such as the fried jackfruit and fried yam too.
We're here at the Sri Mariamman Temple, and it is the oldest Hindu temple in Singapore. Dating back to 1827, it is now 190 years old. It was previously known as Mariamman Kovil or the Queen Street Temple. It was built by the immigrants from the Nagapatnam and Cuddalore districts of South India. The temple was built in dedication to Goddess Mariamman, who was known to cure illnesses and diseases. Besides worship, the temple was also used for community activities during the colonial era. It was even the registry of marriages for Hindus at one point of time. Only the Sri Mariamman Temple was authorized to solemnize Hindu marriages. Over its many years of history, the temple has undergone many restoration works, of which the most recent was in 2010. That was 7 years ago, can you believe it? The majestic Gopuram, or the Grand Tower entrance, is a landmark to many generations of Hindu worshippers and Singaporeans alike. There are many intricate detailings of sculptures that decorate the temple's 6 tiers. They include that of deities, mythological beasts, and other beings. So the main festival celebrated here at the temple is actually called Himiti, or the fire walking ceremony, which is held annually in October and November. The temple operates from 7 AM to 12 noon, and again from at 6 PM to 9 PM. Statues of deities are placed in shrines within the temples. The temples typically feature sculptures and statues, and the inner walls are embellished with murals depicting scenes from Hindu mythology. The architecture of the temples comprises three main elements: a gopuram or entrance tower adorned with statues, a mandapam or prayer hall for worship, and vimanam or domes that indicate shrines beneath them. The gopuram is a pyramidal shaped tower at the temple entrance and is an important feature in South Indian temples. Its great height serves a purpose, acting as a beacon for devotees from afar and allowing them to pray or meditate in preparation for their entrance into the temple. The five-tiered gopuram of the Sri Mariamman temple is perhaps its most striking feature and is a much photographed icon on South Bridge Road. The 5-meter high gopuram, which faces east, is adorned with sculptures representing the divine trinity of Vedic mythology: Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. These three gods are responsible for the creation, preservation, and destruction of the world respectively. Three-dimensional sculptures and carvings depicting the three gods and their many reincarnations embellish the four sides of the tower, presenting a stunning visual of scenes from Hindu religion and mythology. Craftsmen from South India drew their inspiration not only from Indian tradition but also from the military traditions of colonial India. Hence, they incorporated Indian sepoys, or soldiers recruited by the British in India, dressed in khaki uniforms and armed with rifles, into the collection of the sculptures carved into the gopuram, as well as on the walls of the temple. In 1971, however, the sepoy statues on the gopuram were removed during renovation works and replaced with figures clad in Indian traditional costumes. The entrance of the temple leads to a main hall or mandapam, which is flanked by a series of square columns ornamented with statues of deities. The main design elements of the mandapam are its colorful ceiling and the series of columns that give definition to the vast space. The ceiling of the hall is decorated with elaborate paintings, including that of a mandala, a circular diagram that symbolizes the sublime state of nirvana, and Hindu gods such as Lord Ganesha and Goddess Saraswati. On the walls along the temple columns and in the inner sanctums are hand-painted murals of various deities, always restored to the original vivid hues before each temple reconsecration. A decorated dome known as Vimanam signifies the presence of a shrine or altar beneath it. There are 4 such Vimanam, and these are all located in the west elevation of the temple. Each Vimanam is an onion-shaped structure decorated with colorful painted sculptures and capped with small pinnacles. Below the main Vimanam is the shrine of Sri Mariamman, the preceding deity of the temple. The other 3 Vimanam are located above the shrines for Lord Rama, Lord Subramanya, and Goddess Ttp Ca3. The main shrine directly facing the entrance of the temple is that of the principal deity Sri Mariamman. In front of her is a statue of Sina Amman, or Little Goddess. The statue is a small representation of Sri Mariamman installed in the original temple by Narayana Pillai in 1827. The shrine of Sri Ttp Ca3, the goddess honored in the annual fire-walking ceremony, is the second most important shrine in the temple. The temple also has shrines dedicated to the goddesses Durgai Amman, Periyachi Amman, and Kalyaman or Kali, the destroyer of evil forces. The entire temple complex is surrounded by a high boundary wall surmounted by figures of sacred cows placed at regular intervals. The cow, which is revered in Hinduism, symbolizes Mother Earth, strength, abundance, selfless giving, and the sustenance of life.
Pagoda Street in Chinatown was named after the Sri Mariamman Temple with its iconic grand entrance, which is a significant feature in Chinatown. In 1843, shophouses were built along Pagoda Street, and in the early 19th century, Pagoda Street was famous for its opium smoking dens and had one of the largest coolie firms. It has developed over the years and became a street for visitors to shop and purchase souvenirs.
The mosque behind me is called the Jamia Mosque. It opens from Saturday to Thursday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Friday it opens from 10 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. As early as the 1826, Jamia Mosque has already existed as a testimony to the larger number of Tamil Muslims in Chinatown. Jamia Mosque became a Waqf mosque in 1917. A Waqf mosque is one of that was constructed by individuals or by communities on land donated by them and places in trust for the Muslim community and cannot be used for any other purposes. Currently, Jamia Mosque excels as an educational mosque. In addition to facilitating religious activities, prayers, and sermons, it organizes seminars and discussions on religious, social thoughts and beliefs for both Muslims and non-Muslims. Masjid Jamia has a heterogeneous style with a typical South Indian facade and neoclassical prayer rooms. They include a gate, an ablution area, prayer house, interior columns, a shrine, and a garden.
Majestic Theatre is famous for its architecture as it's decorated with hand-painted tiles that shows opera characters and flying dragons. It was previously an opera house by Yu Teng's son for his wife in 1927 after his wife was being refused entry into another. Not only did he bought the Majestic Theatre, he had bought the entire street, being known as Theatre Street. In 1938, Shaw Organization rented the theatre and renamed it as Empress Theatre. However, it was then used for fundraising activities by the Chinese for the Sino-Japanese War in China. During the Japanese occupation, it was again renamed as Dahe Juchang. After the war, Shaw Organization bought the theatre and this building has become a cultural landscape of Chinatown. As the shopping industry starts to rise in 2003, it was transferred from a theatre to a shopping mall but has ceased operation in 2007. The building now is currently a betting center.
We have a home tour. Thank you for joining Lion Tours and we hope to see you again.